Daddy's Home 2 is a sequel to a movie that I found stupidly funny. And this one is definitely, again, stupidly funny in both good ways and a lot of bad ways.
Hey, kids, I got a good one for you. 2 dead hookers wash up on the shore.
No way.
He's gonna ruin Christmas, Brad, I'm telling you. The only person that can ruin your Christmas is looking back at you from that mirror. All I see is you, Brad. Sorry.
So I enjoyed the first film. I found it pretty funny. And, I relatively enjoyed this film. And again, I found it pretty funny. I laughed a lot through the film. Even though some of the stuff the choices that they make was kind of questionable. But, the setup for this is that there are these two families. They're kind of like a nuclear family, like modern family, where they, separated and they both kind of remarried, and then they have, the stepkids and some of their own kids, and it's all sort of, stuff. And then this one, the two guys' dads come in and visit, and they have like a Christmas all together. And, there's a lot of craziness happens from that. So in this one, John Lithgow plays Will Ferrell's dad, and Mel Gibson plays Mark Wahlberg's dad. And they both kind of fit pretty well. But the Mel Gibson character is a little troublesome. Because, at one point, he has history. His character has history with, a lot of getting drunk and saying horrible things about Jewish people. And also, I think he beat up his wife or girlfriend a lot. He has issues. And in this one, a couple of times, like, for the jokes, he was, like, telling the little kid how to pick up girls and stuff. And he was like, oh, just go over there and kiss them, and then grab their butt. And it's like, that's sexual harassment. I know they kind of think, no, don't do that. But in what we have going on right now, with all the, the Me Too stuff, it's a little questionable route to take with the character. I don't know. It's not. Maybe I guess they might have made it before some of the stuff started to come out. But everything was known about Mel Gibson. It's just a little bit of a questionable route to take. It's especially odd because most of the film seems to make Mel Gibson kind of like the cool dad, the cool grandpa. Like, he's always cool, and they never really get that much where he's a bad guy. Like, you get. Like, it's odd. Like, when you think about it, there's not as much of a callback to say that, yeah, he's not, he did bad things, or like he's not great. They have some stuff with, that Mark Wahlberg kind of like hates him a little bit for how he was a dad to him as a kid. But I don't know. And John Lithgow as Will Ferrell's dad, like, it's kind of funny that they're trying to create like polar opposites, where he's kind of geeky and he's like all lovey-dovey with his son, but then there's also some other hidden issues. And again, this movie is very simplistic. Like, if you start watching, kind of what's going to happen. But it is a lot of stuff that happens, and it's kind of enjoyable. One problem I have with the film, though, is that it feels so much like a movie. Like, it's almost breaking the fourth wall. Because, and also, the timing is odd, because, like, for the climax of the film, they're in this, like, movie theater. And it feels so, like, there are jokes about it, and so much of the stuff's going on, like, they're on Christmas Day. It feels like they're trying to almost talk to the audience. Like, the audience is watching this movie on Christmas Day. Which makes it weird that they brought it out, like, a month and a half before Christmas. But the other thing is, too, in this climax scene, and then multiple other scenes, they have this thing where the movie is going on, and they have, like, this large audience watching what these people are doing. And it's like, in real life, they wouldn't give a shit. They just walk away, or they wouldn't be paying attention, or they'd be talking over them. But in this one, everyone is enthralled by what's happening, and they're completely quiet, except when they have to deliver a one-liner, and they just watch it, and it makes it feel so unreal. It makes it feel like a movie when you have, like, these huge audience of people, like, watching what the viewer is watching. It's odd when you have that many extras and they don't really interact, and they're just kind of like there. And it also brings me to another really problematic part of the film, and that is the sexualization of the kids. Like, multiple times throughout the movie, there are jokes about the kids, and a lot of them are kind of sexualizing them. And I mean, if they were like teenagers, that'd be one thing, just because, you can have a plot in the story where there's like a first crush plot, or, do stuff like that. But they're like 8 or 9. Like, they're prepubescent, and it's just a little odd. Like, you're trying to put like adult emotions on these kids, and it's just, I don't know. It's like, throughout the movie is kind of cringeworthy whenever it comes up. But the worst is definitely at the climax. Like, he has a spoiler that doesn't really matter, but he has the first kiss. And yeah, some stuff that happens that is kind of funny. The little kid, the little boy, he had the first kiss, and then after that, there's like this whole train of girls waiting to kiss him, and it's like, that's a little weird. And then when the camera is panning down, all the girls are like, oh, I want to kiss this boy. I want to kiss him. And then they get this one gay kid pops out of the line and like waves like, hi, you're going to get your first homosexual experience too. Oh boy. And it's like, I mean, it's a really weird moment that, I mean, is, I don't know what they were thinking there. Like, I mean, it's odd. I mean, but again, I've talked all about all the stuff I didn't like about the film, but as a whole, I mean, it was funny. I mean, it hit almost all the same beats of the first film, with like, the special effects of Will Ferrell going crazy and getting injured and doing stupid stuff. But I mean, everything that happens with them is funny. I mean, it's funnier than most of the comedies that came out this year. And that's saying a lot, which is tough to, like, think about this film, like, whether I liked it or not, because I laughed a lot throughout the film. And some of them would just chuckle, I wouldn't laugh hysterically. But, I mean, I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. But there's so many odd choices that it makes throughout the film. And, it's tough to even score. I'd probably maybe give like a 7 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend it, but, I mean, it was kind of funny. So thanks for watching. Share other replays from my head, or subscribe to me over here.